Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing our April budget. So if you're excited about this video, hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe and we're gonna just jump right in. Okay, so as I walk you through how to actually put your budget together on paper, we're going to talk about the 5 steps that I walk every single client through when we put a budget together. Number 1 is your income. And this might seem obvious, but make sure that you're including all sources of income for your household, including tips and business income, any overtime, anything that's coming in as a tax return, a stimulus check, whatever sources of income are coming to you in April, let's get that on paper so we make sure it gets a plan. Okay, so here is the budgeting form that I'll make available below in the description. And my printer is out of color ink, so the colors look kind of funky on camera, but yours will be beautiful. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with our income up here at the top. So we're going to write in exactly what your income is for the month of April, what you're expecting to come home into your joint checking account. This does not include taxes being withheld or any of your health care, any other deductions that happen before the money actually hits your account. So we want to add up all of the money that is coming home in April from all sources of income. Okay, and then from there, you can see we've got a couple of pages here where you've got all these different categories. And then here's the second page as well. You can see at the bottom here, we're going to add up our total income, which we did at the top on the first page, the total from all the categories, and the goal here, right? We're talking about a zero-based budget. The goal here is that we have our income minus our total from all of our planning equals 0. Number 2, the necessities. We're going to plan for the most important things in our budget first. Food, your groceries, your rent or your mortgage, how you're going to heat and light your place of residence. So your gas bill, your propane, whatever source of heat you have, electricity, but make sure that those are being taken care of first before cell phone and the other sort of non-essential that we think of like a cell phone or cable. From there, we're going to make sure that we are getting to work. So whatever mode of transportation you need, whatever is a necessity. So if you have a car payment, make the car payment, put gas in your car and pay the insurance. So what are all of the expenses necessary for transportation, your utilities, your rent, and your food? Those are the necessities that we're going to cover first in our plan. Okay, so here we are on the first page, and so you're going to write in your take-home pay, and let's say that it's $4,000. So you're going to put in $4,000 right at the top there, and then I teach that we are going to start with the most essential parts of your budget. So we're always going to budget your groceries, your rent or your mortgage, the utilities that keep the lights on and the heat on, and water. I would include water and maybe even trash here. I don't include phone, internet, cable under the necessities. And lastly, transportation, because we need to go to work and continue to bring in that income. For most of us, transportation means gas in our cars. And then I would flip over on the other side and actually also include your auto insurance and your car payment if you have one. So we've covered the necessities now. We've got food, your mortgage or rent, the utilities, and transportation. From there, we're going to go to the priority. So this is where we're going to start being more mature with our money. We're going to cash flow. We're going to take care of whatever is coming at us in April that maybe isn't part of our regular monthly expenses, but we don't want to drag it into the next month. We don't want to put it on payments. We don't want to put it on a credit card. And so before you get excited about paying off all of your debt, let's take care of what's actually in front of us and not create more debt. So steward your money well. Spend the money where you need to in this month and take care of whatever is going on in the moment, and then worry about paying off older debt. Okay, so the priority in your budget. Typically, it's going to look like your sinking fund. I'll link the video about sinking funds down below in the description, but you should definitely be thinking about what is the short-term priority that we want to be taking care of. A lot of times it's a sinking fund. It might also be a doctor's visit, the dentist, something that doesn't typically happen in a regular month. It might be tires for your car. So the priority is, what is the thing that we want to deal with this month that we don't want to have to carry into the next month, either on payments or on a credit card, or try to push off another month. The more you have in your sinking fund, the better off you're going to be over the long term, because when unexpected things come up, you're going to be able to deal with them and have money set aside for those. But if you don't have that set aside, let's make sure we're taking care of these expenses before we pay extra on our debt or anything else, because part of becoming debt-free, part of living that debt-free lifestyle is that we're actually taking care of expenses as they come up and we're not relying on debt to pay for them. Number 4 is the goal, the short-term goal. So you might be working on your emergency fund. Great, put as much in there as you can, making sure first to take care of the necessities and whatever else is coming up as a priority this month. And if your emergency fund is full, then you're looking at your debt snowball. What is the smallest debt on your debt snowball? And that is what you're going to work on as your goal. Now, don't confuse these. We're not going to pay off debt before we actually steward our money and cash flow what needs to be taken care of right now. We're going to make sure that we are changing that behavior and we're not bringing any new debt into the equation in the name of paying off old debt. Okay, and then your short-term goal. Well, you might be, I already flipped the page over, you might be working on paying off your smallest credit card, whatever is smallest on your debt snowball. Maybe you're focusing on that for your goal. So are you paying off a credit card, or is your smallest debt in your debt snowball a medical bill? That's what you're going to focus on as your goal. But pick one thing, whatever your smallest debt is, or if you're still working on baby step 1, your emergency fund, we need to get some money in the emergency fund first. And then lastly, number 5, we're going to zero this baby out. So make sure that your plan for your income is the same number all added up as your income. If you have more income than you have planned for it, get a plan for the rest of it. Don't just let it sit there without a plan. That's when you don't reach your goals, when you just let your money sit there without actually being intentional about how to make it work for you. If your expenses are more than your income, then we need to go through with a scalpel and cut some of those expenses out, or find a way to raise our income for the month. And if you're at 0, that's fantastic, right? Same number income, same number for your plan for your money. That's awesome. But even though you have this beautiful plan in front of you, you still have to live it out. You still have to commit to it. All right, so let's put some of these numbers in. Let's say your rent is $1,000, your electric is $125, your heat is $200 a month, water, maybe you don't pay water, a lot of people don't pay water, and trash is $15 a month, groceries $500, gas $150, health, maybe there is a doctor's visit coming, $100. Your auto insurance, $140. And maybe you do have a car loan, let's call it $260. Okay, so now I've basically covered necessities, something that we need to cash flow and be aware of this month, and that our goal is to build up our emergency fund. Before we actually figure out what to put in the emergency fund, let's see how much our expenses are from the total take-home pay and just see where we stand. Okay, so I did a little quick math off camera, and our total right now is $24.90 of our $4,000. We still have $1,510 left to budget. There's some other expenses, of course, that we haven't considered yet. We need to fill in our phone, internet, cable, any other regular health expenses, anything else that you pay for in a regular month. Any of these personal items, we definitely want to include fund money, miscellaneous, and then anything else that falls under what you might want to budget for in April. You determine about $500 is right for you for your emergency fund this month, because you still have some credit card minimums to make. My gosh, my handwriting is so bad on camera. Okay, so I just made up some numbers there, and let's put some fund money in here. Let's put some miscellaneous in here, and who knows what else. Add up everything, and the goal here is plan every single one of those dollars. So start with your necessities, fill in the priority, what needs to be cash flowed this month, contribute to your goal, which in this case was our $500 in the emergency fund, and fill in the rest of your regular bills, making sure that every single dollar has a job. In the end, you want your income to be the same as what you plan for that income, so that we have a beautiful zero-based budget. If your income ends up being less than you plan to spend in the month, that is an equation for debt. If your income is more than you plan to spend, then we still need to have a job for those leftover dollars. If we just let them sit, they're going to get spent without your intention, without your focus. And if we're going to reach financial goals, we have to focus on every single dollar and give a name to every single dollar. I hope that that was helpful for you to see exactly what you can do with this piece of paper to really start to reach your financial goals. When we prioritize, when we set that goal, and when we go through a system and a method of actually planning our money out, it gets so much easier to pay attention to where it's going and what it's doing to move us in the right direction. So I, again, thank you for joining me, and be sure to download this form. It's free, and use it for your April budget and May and June and July and every other month after that. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. That's it for today. I hope you loved it. If you'd like to see more how-to videos like these, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with someone you know would love it. All this month in April, we're going to be talking about reducing stress around money, so stay tuned next week as we get started with that brand new series. I will see you then. Bye.